So I hope we can get started and begin with day two. So for the first session, I would like to introduce you to our keynote speaker, Mr. Munesh Jadoun, who is the CEO at ZNet Live, who will be talking about how to accelerate the profitability with cloud in today's age of digital transformation. Sir, I hope you can hear me. Over to you now.
Yeah, thanks, Swati. I'm just trying to share my screen. Just give me 1 minute. I hope you will able to see my screen now.
Yes, sir. I think we can get started now.
Okay, thank you, Swati, and welcome all of you. And in the day two session of World Cloud Summit, uh, today we are going to talk regarding the accelerate profitability with the with cloud in the age of digital transformation. So things are changing these days. People are moving to the cloud. So we will talk where will my profit. So how we will earn the profit, or how we can save the uh, IT cost so that we can increase the profitability in this transformation age. So is digital transformation really happening, or it's just a buzz? So let's see, it's just a buzz or it's really happening. So um, if we can talk, we will talk before 2 years ago. So that time it was buzz, but now it's really happening. So we can see with some statics here. Uh, Analyst says that prediction of cloud spend is going to increase by $266 billion by 2020, and 66% of the enterprises are already using cloud. So in some ways, so there is multiple ways to using the cloud in terms of, let's say I'm using the email on cloud or on any platform with the like Microsoft Office 365 or Google Apps. So you are using actually the cloud. So this is cloud, and in some ways we are using cloud, right? And 87% of the enterprises want to use the cloud in some ways, and but they want to retain their existing infrastructure also. So they want to integrate with the existing cloud. So they want to move to the cloud. Some applications or some workload they want to move to the cloud, and some workload they want to retain their existing infrastructure. So it's a very good opportunity for hybrid cloud also. So it's a need to get there. Organization need to be ready to act, because it's not if and buts that I have to move to the cloud or not. We have to move. So there is no choice actually. So is this time for change? Yes, absolutely. Because 80% of the global IT budget we are just spending on the maintenance part, and 28% of time we are spending on the administrative tasks. So obviously we have to change. We have to change the mindset. We have to change ourselves, and we have to think beyond the boundaries, and we have to just move on the cloud basically. So this is just a data. It's shared by Gartner. So what is the ways? So what is the options to move to the cloud? So it's not a easy task for us to just think and moving to the cloud. So there are various hurdles, various legacy applications we are using. So it's not a small task that we will think and we will move to the cloud. So there are multiple options. So right now we are using, let's say, virtual servers in my premises or in any data center, or physically dedicated servers. Either we have virtualized or not, but in some ways we are using already the legacy infrastructure on premises. So it can be in your on premises, in your office, or in your data center, or any third-party data centers. So in some ways we are using virtualization or non-virtualization technology, or on premises and non-cloud technologies also. So how we can move to the cloud? Where will I move? So there are multiple challenges are available. Let's say some application I'm using very old, and it's not an easy task for me to move to the all the application to the cloud. So we can do some assessment that some applications, let's say some low-hanging fruits, we can move to the public cloud immediately. Let's say example, we are using email. So email is the easiest way to move to the cloud. So first of all, we can plan, okay, these are the 100 mails or 500 email IDs. We can move to the any cloud like Office 365, Google Apps, or some other hosted mailing solution we can move. And some personal data documentation or our communication system, communication, let's say intercommunication softwares, we can move to the cloud easily. We can do, and it's a very cost effective. It's a very cost effective. Within $2 or $3 in a month per user, you can migrate to the any infrastructure. So we have to bifurcate the data, which data I can move now and which data I can move later, or is there any hurdle, or is there any compliance requirement or any legacy system requirement where I cannot move them? Then you can keep it on your premises and use the hybrid cloud opportunities, hybrid cloud technologies. So in the hybrid cloud technologies also, there are multiple options are available in the market. Let's say with the Microsoft, you can use the Microsoft Visual Windows Azure Pack, or Azure Stack, or VMware, or OpenStack. If you are very keen to use the open technologies, then the OpenStack is there. And with the connectivity side, you can connect the public cloud and private cloud infrastructure with some technologies. Let's say with Azure is the express route is available, and with the Amazon also, the Amazon Direct Connect is available, or some other technologies you can use with the for the hybrid cloud basically. So so if you have already invested in the IT, or if you have already invested in the servers, then you can retain your hardware, and further you can increase the capacity, or you can uh, increase your infrastructure to the public cloud, and you can connect both of them. So it will help to connect between two infrastructure, or you can also uh, uh, increase the capacity on the cloud. So there are multiple ways available. In the public cloud segment, you can migrate, you can use any of the public cloud like Azure, Amazon, or any other technologies. And the private cloud, I already mentioned that the OpenStack or VMware or Azure Stack you can use. So this is the TCO analysis. We have taken the reference from Azure cost calculator, that uh, if you will invest on premises, then TCO calculator will show you how we will invest now and how you will benefit in the longer term. So if you the more you will modernize or more you will invest in the cloud, the lower your operational cost will be. So so it's a time to invest in the public cloud, and in the longer term we can just reduce the costs. And some business analytics also creating some opportunities. Let's say uh, some business decisions also there. Let's say I don't want to invest in the capex. I want to just invest in the opex, so that I can save the money in the monthly basis. I can invest in the business. And my data center also, its technology is old, so I want to just modernize my data center also, and I want to increase the capacity of the data centers, or increasing data center operation cost. It's a major hurdles also, and some security requirements also there. I want to secure my business in the modern with the modern threats, or some regulatory compliance also there. So I want to be ready with the market, or with the with the security. And let's say some also my co-location contracts are also expiring, so it's a very good time to just move on the cloud, because it's not a good idea to just invest in the operational costs. And let's say my support software, my end of the support is the software is the problem. So let's say support is the ending, then it's a very good time to just move on the cloud. Or some on-premises support contracts also is expiring, that it's a right time to just move on the cloud. So as I said earlier, that migration decision is not a simple decisions. Basically, uh, we have to do multiple things. Basically, first of all, I have to do the Azure cost analysis. Okay, what will be the cost benefit now and on and after moving to the cloud? So there is any benefit or not, or and it's too complicated, or where even to begin, because we all want to move to the cloud, but where, how will I start? So these are the questions we have already. So this is the very simpler approach to the migration. uh, First of all, we have to discover, okay, which applications, which VMs, which storage we have to migrate, and we have to do some TCO analysis and ROI analysis. Okay, okay, these are this is the workload, and uh, will I get any benefit or not? And after that, there should be some reports. Okay, this is the reports, and after that we have to plan for the migration. Okay, which application, which virtual machines migration we have to migrate to the cloud, on which workload we have to retain in the on premises, and the conversion. Okay, it's a very good part, because uh, people are converting the application to the containers in the Docker container, so that it's very easy to migrate between the cloud also, right? So we have to think on the migration strategies and optimize the application so that we can easily migrate to the cloud. And after that, after moving to the cloud, it's not the end of the story. So continuously we have to monitor the health, performance, and cost management. It's a very important part, uh, because it's a, you can say it's a very, if you are not using cloud in the perfect way, then it's a drawback also. So first, so we have to just monitor the cost, how much we are using in the cloud, because sometime the VM is running, but we don't know, okay, it's using or not. So it's a very important to just monitor the cost with the reports and all, and and after that, access to the advanced feature in the data services and all. So it's a very important. So this is the life cycle, basically. Discover, okay, which data we have to migrate, assessment, convert, and we have to do some remediate application, and these tests, functional performance tests, optimize, and some database migration, database optimization, all we have to do, and then we have to do the data sync, and then it's done. So this is the typically migration life cycle, basically, as of now. And these are the top barriers of cloud adoption as per the reports. So these are the adoption barriers. Uh, that's why the people are little bit hesitate to just migrate to the cloud. Okay, what are these? Yeah, the assessment and planning. Okay, so there is a headache. Okay, there are multiple data center, multiple locations, multiple servers, multiple storage. Okay, how will I do the assessment? And some cultural mindset. Okay, I'm not ready to move to the cloud because of the XYZ reasons. And deployment and migrations. Okay, we will do the deployment, migration, training. We will do. So this is the also the hassles. Okay, and like an ability to integrate with the existing architecture. Okay, I have some legacy architecture. How will I integrate? And compliance and regulatory problems, and lack of training trained resources for the management. So this is the very, very important part, because most of us are ready to migrate, but there is a problem with the trained resources. Okay, which technology should I migrate? Okay, and uh, who will do the assessment, who will manage after the migration. So there is some trained resources problem also is there. So we want to take a few polls here. So Swati, can you start the polls, please? Here the very interesting results are there. Yeah, so this is the result. Basically, as expected, people are moving to the cloud, and people are want to move to the cloud. So mindset has been changed. So it's just a decision time. It's a very good result actually. Public cloud adoption is increasing day by day. Yes. Can you just launch another poll, please? So what is your biggest barrier to the digital transformation? Okay, let's see the result. So this is the result. Basically, some problem is planning, and the first of all is the integration with the existing infrastructure. Yes, it's a great answer, because it's a very good opportunity to just use the hybrid technologies for integrating with the existing infrastructure, and monitoring security compliance is okay. This is also a uh, hurdle barrier, and assessment planning. Okay, so these are the things we were talking about only. Yes. uh, yes, this is the another poll. So if you choose the managed services provider, can you please list your top services you will be keen to procure from? Okay. Good, interesting result is coming up. Good. So this is a very interesting result. So people want to outsource entire IT infrastructure. Good, very good. And the DC transformation and then backup services. Good. So this is the result. Swati, shall I proceed or is there any poll?
So the polls are done. You can proceed ahead with the next slide.
Okay. Thank you, Swati. So how to overcome from these uh, cloud adoption barriers? So what is the ways basically? So the ways is you need to just partner with any managed services providers who can just take all the headaches and you can seamlessly migrate your infrastructure to the cloud. So this will be simplify your journey to the cloud. And what the benefit? Benefit is they will do that all the deployment, migration, assessment, cost optimization, security monitoring, and all. And they work with the vendors like Microsoft, AWS, and also they will get fast support so that you will not having any issues in your infrastructure also, and the proactive support and expert guidance. So this is the benefit to just work with the managed services providers, right? So as I said before, so there is a uh, top barrier is how to do the assessment of the existing infrastructure, whether I should go in the public cloud, private cloud, hybrid cloud, or which applications should I migrate first, who will do the cost optimization, monitoring. So these type of headaches the managed services provider can take. So you will not have having an issue for that. So this is the about ZNet Live, basically the long story in short, basically. So these are the uh, competencies we have. We work very closely with the Microsoft, AWS, and other public cloud providers. We have also deployed our own public cloud infrastructure in India and abroad also. And we are having certified engineers. Uh, just hold on. Yeah. So we are having certified engineers on Microsoft, AWS, and Red Hat, and all. And we have the partnership with the Microsoft, and 10 years plus partnership is available, 10 plus global operation offices, and 17 years of experience. So we are working since 17 years and started from hosting uh, with the legacy hosting, shared hosting, and all. Now we are working with large players in the cloud, and the uh, all the service regions are available across the globe. So we have partnered with Microsoft and AWS to provide the infrastructure across the globe. So it's not that we are providing infrastructure or the services in India only. We provide across the globe. So we have the very good relationship with these guys so that we can give you the proactive and the fast support. So our mission is very simple. We work for customers, we work for partners in the digital transformation age. Our mission is to think beyond technologies, create new capabilities and better business outcomes for our customers. So this is our mission. So very simple. So this is all from my side. Is there any questions? Then you can ask, you can type in the chat window, and I'm happy to answer. And this is my email ID. You can contact me directly if you have any question or any questions.
Hello everyone. So let us know if you have any questions. You can type in on the chat window and we'll be answering them.
Uh, Munesh, there is a question from the audience asking about what kind of services do ZNet Live offer on the backup side of things?
Okay, on the backup side, we provide backup on any service locations, and we have partnered with Microsoft for that. So, with the on the Azure and the AWS, on the both platform, we provide managed backup services basically.
Okay. Is there any direct sync with SQL backup? There's a question from someone. Is there a direct sync with uh, SQL backup?
Yes, direct sync with the SQL. Yes, so direct sync with the SQL backup is available. Yes, of course available, and this facility is available with the Azure, our Azure database backup, database sync services. It's available with the SQL server. It's available. Yes.
And looks like there is a very generic question. What
Hmm.
will be the cost of our own cloud server? Uh,
No, so I think he is asking, can you please explain a bit how it will cost effective? Uh, So if you will calculate the TCO, then it will be very, very cost effective. And because it will in the TCO, it will include the administrative charges, your business losses, and the maintenance patches and all. So if you will calculate on the longer term, then it will be beneficial. So in the next session also is the special session for that only from the AWS. So you can understand the TCO calculation and all in the next session. And next
okay,
session, and yeah, please.
I think there's another question. What will be the cost for our own cloud server?
Yeah, so it will if you what will be the cost for own cloud server? So if you are talking about the private cloud, then you have to invest in the capex and you can use any private cloud technologies like Azure Stack or OpenStack. Uh, so it will completely depend on the workload, how much workload you want to migrate to your own cloud, or how much workload you want to just deploy in your own cloud. So it's depend on the workload only.
Okay. Can you help me understand how credible ZNet Live is? How can I believe and trust ZNet Live as a credible partner?
Okay, it's a very interesting question. So we are working from last 17 years. So we have seen the entire journey, and you can just send me a mail. I will send you the entire deck for about the ChatNet Live. And we work very, very closely with Microsoft and AWS to provide the managed cloud services. So we have the competencies, we have the certification with our guys. So obviously it shows the credibility of the ZNet Live. Still, we will send you the complete deck.
Okay. I think there is one other question related to that is how do you differentiate ZNet Live with other cloud companies? What is your USP?
Okay, so we focus on our technical expertise. So if any customers or any partner want to work with us, we assign first of all a single point of contact, or we can call it the account manager. So he will or she will just coordinate with you regarding your existing infrastructure and work with you very closely. And our support SLA is very good. So uh, you will get a very good support from here. And the back to back, we work with Microsoft and AWS to provide the world class infrastructure for you, world class infrastructure with a managed capacity.
Okay. Can we set up our own cloud infrastructure with low cost? Can we start with just 10 servers? Is it possible?
Even public cloud, you can start with the two servers or one servers also. So it's not a big hurdle to start with this with this amount of servers. But some technologies also have some limitations, so that we have to see. But public cloud can be implemented on two servers also, and it can be a low cost. So low cost, it's depend on the your forecast of how you will forecast. If you are forecasting it's some with some other technologies, or which vertical you want to target, so it's completely depend on your forecast. So what will be the cost and which technology will be suitable for you, so it will completely depend on that. So yes, you can start with the at least two servers also.
Okay. You mentioned about site recovery. What is the definition of site recovery?
Definition. Okay, site recovery. Okay, so if you want to just uh, uh, just set up another site. Let's say you have a in-house few servers, and you want to just replicate that infrastructure to other third-party cloud. Then you can replicate that, and you can recover in case of disaster. So this kind of site recovery is there. It's a disaster recovery basically, DR.
Okay. Can you please brief us on how traditional data center model has changed, and what is the latest trend as per ZNet Live's experience?
Actually, a traditional data center model has been changed. So the people are moving to the hybrid cloud, basically, right? So if you are talking about the data center business model changing, so they are also adapting the third-party cloud infrastructure. So some large data centers in India also, they are providing their own infrastructure. Also, they are integrating with the public cloud infrastructure so that they can provide the wide range of service locations to their customers. So it's not a limitation. Let's say one data center is available in a Bangalore. So their customer want to just have infrastructure in the Singapore. So they have integrated with Azure or AWS and providing the infrastructure on the Singapore data center. So it's not a road blocker for them, so that they are just providing infrastructure in India. So it's just changing with the time.
Is is cloud profitable in India or outside India?
It's right now we cannot say that it's not a profitable in India. In India also the profitable, but little bit slightly the bandwidth cost, it's slightly expensive in India. So if you are just using the standard bandwidth, that of course the India is the cheapest option in terms of cloud.
Does ZNet Live offer multi-cloud services?
Of course. So I'm just talking from the starting. We work very closely with Microsoft and AWS, and we have our own cloud also. So you can we can provide managed multi-cloud infrastructure on our platform, and in the backend for the managing the multi-cloud, we are using the RACNAP, There you can see your reports, your uses, your billing, your cost, how and your forecast with that platform, because in the backend we are using that as a rack map. Yeah,
Munesh, I think one last question. Okay.
yeah.
Can you share any experiences of any customer who has benefited from ZNet Live in terms of return on investment?
Yeah, so we are doing some case studies with few clients already. So we have your contact email ID. So we will share the complete deck of the ROI calculation of the existing customer in some time. We'll send you.
Okay. How do you price public and private cloud offers? Is it user-based pricing or resource-based pricing?
Is the user resource-based pricing?
Okay. I think there was one comment from one of the attendees who was sharing his insights to say, as per him, that outside Indian cloud providers, they provide cheaper services with good server connectivity. This is just someone from the audience is sharing their insights,
Yeah. So that
saying that,
also.
yeah.
Yeah, so that also I have said already. So a little bit of bandwidth is expensive in India. So otherwise, that's why. So, but this, with the time, the bandwidth price also coming down. So this price we can get in India also in some time. So it's not a huge this will be not a huge difference in some time.
There's another question about how good ZNet Lab email spam protection is in the cloud.
Yeah. So we provide uh, email on the cloud with the Office 365 and some Google Apps also. So preferably we prefer Office 365 for SMBs and enterprises. So it's backed by Microsoft, and we are using the Microsoft technology to just prevent the spam in the emails. So it's a very reliable service.
Okay. I think with that, I think there are no more questions. Back to you, Munesh. You can close from your end, and then Swati will take over.
Okay. Uh, Thank you for joining us, and we will keep in touch. I have shared the email ID. If you have any concern, any feedback, just please share your feedback. Thank you so much. Thank you for attending.